So I thought this was the Gong Show, apparently. And they told me at the last minute, well, actually, yesterday I was invited, I believe, to do this. So I really didn't have time to prepare anything. So I just want to thank you. And, thank you. See, and I'm not one to tell jokes. I kind of am I'm sorry? An observer. I observe things, and if you've ever been in a board meeting with me, you know exactly what I'm talking about. However, my manager gave me some material I'm supposed to read, so I will do that. I'm going to tell a couple jokes, and then I'm going to make some observations, and then you guys are all going to laugh in between. And then you guys, and Simon, strangely, I'm attracted to your voice. I don't know why. It's deep. And then you guys are going to laugh in between. So I'm going to start off with a little joke. Actually, okay. There's this guy, Moish, and being as though this is a temple, I feel like I have to tie it into something Jewish. So he's married to Fanny for many years. However, his life is coming to an end. He's on his deathbed. Now, he looks around, he's really happy with his life. He has 4 daughters and a wife he's been with all these years. The strange thing is, 3 of his daughters are unbelievably gorgeous. They're the kind of girls that any father would be happy to have. However, his 4th daughter is, shall I say, not nearly as good looking. She's actually downright ugly. And he always wondered about this. I mean, it cost him a lot of money to find a guy that would marry her. And here he is on his deathbed, and he's wondering, what's wrong with this picture? He's thinking, how could we produce 3 lovely, lovely women, and then we have somebody who just doesn't look the same? So he feels that all this time he sort of wondered if his wife might have strayed. And possibly that was the reason for this. So he gets up the nerve. And, well, he doesn't have to have nerve. Heck, he's dying. You know, he can say whatever he wants. So he's he's laying down in his bed, and he says to his wife, and his wife's name is Fanny. And he says, Fanny. He sounds like the Godfather, but he's not really. He says, Fanny, I've got to tell you. And he's grasping for his last breath. He's saying, please tell me the truth. We have these 3 beautiful daughters. Tell me that you didn't stray, and he's pointing at the girl, the ugly one, and he's saying, tell me that she's really my daughter. Now Fanny smiles. Her husband's dying. I'm not sure why she smiles, but she says, Moish, I swear to you on a stack of Bibles, she is your daughter. So with that, he smiles, he's relieved, he breathes his last breath, and he's a contented man at last. In his mind, his wife never cheated on him. So turning away, Fanny looks out the window and she mutters, thank God he didn't ask me about the other 3. Wow. Is this working? You guys are... Okay, so there's a minion going around, again, trying to keep up with the theme. And so there's these people sitting around, and after the service, one says to Bernie, he says, Bernie, it's your 50th anniversary next week. He says, what are you going to do? He says, I remember on your 25th, you took your wife to Israel. What can you possibly do on your 50th? He says, I'm going to go pick her up and bring her back. Thank you, Sue. Okay, there's this Jewish guy and a Chinese guy, and they're conversing. It says conversing. I think they'd be talking, but that's just me. So the Jewish man comments upon how wise the Chinese people are. And the Chinese guy says, you know, yes, our culture is over 4,000 years old. But you Jews, you're very wise people too. Well, the Jewish man replies, yes, and our culture is over 5,000 years old. Now, the Chinese guy is beside himself, which if you visualize that in your mind, that's kind of weird. And he says, that's impossible. Where did you guys eat for 1,000 years? why is it that a woman can't put on mascara with their mouth closed? I don't understand. It seems like it's simple. And how can we never see a headline that says, psychic wins lottery? I mean, if they knew about it, wouldn't you think so? And lemon juice, it's made with artificial flavor, and yet dishwashing liquid is made with real lemons. That's kind of weird. Why don't sheep shrink when it rains? Think about that for a moment. Okay, why do you have to put your 2 cents in if it's only a penny for your thoughts? Who gets all those extra pennies? And what did cured ham really have that it had to be cured? That was a tough one. I liked it. Okay, 4 out of 5 people suffer from diarrhea. Does that mean that one really enjoys it? And whatever happened to preparations A through G? If a cow laughed, would milk come out of her nose? I like that. Okay, why do they put pictures of criminals up in the post office? What are we supposed to do, write them? Why don't they just put their pictures on stamps and then the mailman could look for them while he's delivering the mail? Doesn't that make sense? All right, if it's true that we're really here to help others, then what exactly are others for? Oh, whose cruel idea was it for the word lisp to have an S in it? I mean, really. A couple more and I promise I'll be out of here. Why do you press harder on the remote control when the batteries are dead? Is that going to make it any better? Who is General Failure and why is he reading my disc? Okay, here's one. Does the reverse side have a reverse side? I don't, you know. Hello? Hello? Okay, if a tree falls in the forest and no one hears it, do the other trees make fun of it? All right. I'm going to wrap it up here, although, wow. Oh, I have plenty more. I didn't have time prepared, so I printed these out really, really fast. Oh, here it is. Okay, Sadie is just getting over Sal's death when she calls the Jewish Journal to place a death announcement. Yes, ma'am, what would you like your announcement to say? Says the guy on the other end of the phone. Sal's dead. Yes, that's what I wanted to say, Sal's dead. He says, well, ma'am, we have a 5-word minimum. So she says, whoa. She thinks about it for a second. Then she says, okay, then can you please put Sal's dead, Volvo for sale. Thank you very much.